meteor is headed to crash.
I regret teaching you about the internet.
What possible regrets could come from the internet? Oh, did you know the Earth is actually flat?
You have heard lots of statements. For instance, you have heard the statement, the Earth is round. When scientists first started making that statement, most people didn't believe it. They thought the Earth was flat because it looked flat. They wouldn't believe the Earth was round until the scientists proved it. Even though they were wrong about the Earth being flat, these people were right to want proof. Anybody can make a statement.
If you're going to say something and you think what you're saying is true, then no matter how obvious you think it is that it's true, you should still test it. Gotcha. There could be something fooling you in one way or another. Plus, in my latest book,
it is a three-dimensional spheroid. However, I don't know that, and it has not been proven. Science doesn't prove anything.
Yes, just like the old days.
Meteor is headed to crash.
Okay, so if you're cringing at the prospect of me doing a rap, then don't worry because I've died 1,000 deaths already inside, so I ain't embarrassed about anything. One take, no edits, let's just do this. Yeah. Love truth, hate lies, show proof, open your eyes, no spoof, let me advise, stone roof, look at the skies, no goof, let me define. The flat earth is the truth, no surprise, realise because there ain't no curvature. Check the map, do the math, here's a graph, see the gap, it's a hack, if you laugh then you lack facts, it's flat and that's because there ain't no curvature. It's a ship out of sight, on the edge, get a grip of your vid, take a clip, zoom in tight, bring it back, it's alright, and that's because there ain't no curvature. Coriolis effect is a bogus defect, if the earth was a jet then we get wet, upset, and that's because there ain't no curvature.
The astrolabe is a computer, a calculator, a perfect measuring mechanism based on a geocentric, stationary model of the Earth. This piece of artistic and scientific brilliance needs no accolade, nor pomp or circumstance to announce its own craftsmanship, for its modern-day workability itself proves the genius of its design. A very profound question we must ask ourselves is, if the Sun is traveling at roughly 500,000 miles an hour, and the Earth rotates around it at roughly 66,000 miles an hour, how is it even possible to map and track the same set of stars for thousands of years? If we are to assume that the ancients created this calculator with a complete lack of understanding the true heliocentricity of our solar system, and merely created this calculator of the heavens as understood from their perspective and viewpoint, how is it possible they could have crafted such an instrument that maintains such precision over thousands of years? To somehow think that an instrument of such a high and accurate degree of calculability merely works today out of dumb luck or by accident is rather obtuse. Whoever created this instrument, whatever culture or person made it, their knowledge and ingenuity has withstood the test of time. It would seem that the heavens and the working of its cycles have been known and measurable for a very, very long time.
You know, on the flip side, if you like the BMW bits, knock yourself out. Simple.
He's got a point. I'm not taking logic from a man who believes the Earth is flat. Come on.
Can I add to that? And we've never been to the moon.
He's dropped
Never mind that. It's two things.
Satnav is we all know the Earth is flat and there are no satellites.
Listen to a real travel update.
Next. Satnav is we all know the Earth is flat and there are no satellites.
Listen to a real travel update.
Next.
YouTube.
says that conspiracy theorists who believe the Earth is flat have been using YouTube to promote their message. Flat earthers say YouTube has been key in helping them spread their message. But the company, which is owned by Google, says it's taking action to prevent the conspiracy theorists from reaching a large audience. So if you have a look at that on the most watched, it tells you why YouTube and how YouTube has been used to spread this message.
Flat.
What'd you say?
My friend believes the Earth is flat.
It is flat.
It is not flat.
The Earth is flat.
What's going on, guys?
The Earth is flat.
Hey.
The Earth is flat, Kelsey.
Huh?
The Earth is flat.
No, it's not.
If the Earth was flat, it would be what? It's
No.
a floating disc in outer space? Like, it would make no sense.
How would no one have fell off the edge by now?
Do you believe the moon? And we've been asking, do you believe the moon landing is a hoax? But another debate has kicked off in the studio.
Michael, if you could hear conversations we have in the breaks. The next one is, do you believe the Earth is flat?
That came from our producer. He says, do you believe the Earth is flat?
Do you believe it's flat? And then Craig's turned around and basically said, I wouldn't be surprised. If someone turned around and said the Earth's flat, I wouldn't question it.
Whoa, you can't do that. Let's not paint it in that way. You
no.
sound like a reporter with an agenda. He asked me, do I believe the Earth is flat? And I said no. But if tomorrow it came out that the Earth was flat, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, the Earth is flat. They lied to us. Nah, I wouldn't.
Surely you would be surprised if someone all of a sudden turned around and said the Earth's flat. Like, I would be like, what?
No, because there's been a debate about it. So why would I be surprised? I would be surprised about something where there has been absolutely no debate and then it turns out it was.
But surely, right, if the Earth was flat, we would have found the edge by now and all the water would have run off the side.
You know, I agree.
On this day in space. On December 30th, 1930, the Earth's curvature was photographed for the first time. This photo was taken by Lieutenant Colonel Albert William Stevens, who was an officer in the U.S. Army Corps and an aerial photographer. He also happened to be a balloonist, and he once broke a world record for a high-altitude balloon flight. Stevens took this photo while flying an airplane over South America. He used infrared-sensitive film that worked well for long-distance aerial shots in which the subject was obscured by things like haze. The mountains he was photographing were more than 300 miles away, and he couldn't see them with his own eyes, but his camera was sensitive enough. The photo was the first visual proof that our planet is in fact round. And that's what happened on this day in space.
If I say that the world is round and someone else says it's flat, that's worth reporting. But you might also want to report on...
Obligation when writing a story is to give equal column space to all sides, or half to one of each side. And if someone says the Earth is round and someone says the Earth is flat, at some point you're going to make a judgment. The Earth is flat, people. The question we don't ask is the who.
Here's the thing. If you had a political faction that insisted that we teach that the world is flat, and it's a conspiracy of scientists and others who published these pictures where the world was round, after a while, people would insist that you not teach that anymore. Well, let me say that the evidence for the age of the Earth is every bit as compelling. The Earth is 4.5 billion years old, not 6 or 10,000 years old.
Not a political conspiracy, touch with science, that they believe rising sea levels don't matter because in their view, the extra water is just going to spill out over the sides of a flat Earth. Scientists to know that the Earth is round, science and determinations of science. And you don't need to be a scientist.
This is happening. It's happening now. It's happening faster than scientists had predicted it would. And it's happening to greater degrees than scientists predicted it would. And we need, as responsible leaders, to take account of science, not some cockamamie ideological hypothetical, but science. And we need to make clear that those members of the Flat Earth Society, we we are going to make Paris the demarcation point where we begin to get the job done to save the planet, period.
They've been talking down. They must have been founding members of the Flat Earth Society. They would not have believed that the world was round. Willing to work with anybody. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, Libertarians, Greens, anybody to combat this threat on behalf of our kids. I'm open to all sorts of new ideas. Maybe better ideas. As a monopoly on patience for anyone who denies that this challenge is real. We don't have time for a meeting of the Flat Earth Society.
What responsibility do you think members of the media have to...
Whatever story you give, you have to give the opposing view, and then you could be viewed as balanced. In the clip that you showed of the president, you don't talk about the spherical Earth with NASA in it and then say, oh, now let's give equal time to the flat earthers. And it's gotten a lot of internet play. I said the good thing about science.
This does not require a rocket science degree, if there is such a thing. My friends, the Earth really is round. How round is it? Well, more than 660,000 Americans, flat earthers, common sense that they will go bankrupt. So we have work to do, time to waste. I'm confident that with the leaders and trusted voices here today, we can do our part. In May,
looks like a member of the Flat Earth Society.
I think they begin to look like members of the Flat Earth Society.
Take pictures of it. It's just flat and gorgeous to see.
It was a massive dump.
His third address to the nation.
Myself included, flat earthers. And yet you people flat earthers. The science is against you on this. The science is clear.
The world was flat.
We find that very insulting.
About your sign. At that time, you had already talked to him. Yeah. So he said he was flattered.
And having a flat reciprocal code.
Yeah.
I think he was flattered when he understood. When he understood that it was meant to be flattering. Can you imagine just the irony of it? To be flattering, 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 to be flattering.
It's flattering, and there's people say, it's nice, it's flattering, it's flat.
And dust out of which the planets were formed, and we now have the first young in the early stages of formation is surrounded by this flat disk of formation. Is surrounded by this flat disk of formation. Is surrounded by this flat disk of formation. Is surrounded by this flat disk star like the sun.
Very flat for a long time.
in the early stages of formation is surrounded by this flat disk, the sun. In the early, surrounded by this flat disk, surrounded by this flat disk, surrounded by this flat disk, is surrounded by this flat disk, is surrounded by this flat disk, is surrounded by this flat disk of is surrounded by this flat disk is surrounded by this flat disk of is surrounded by this flat disk of gas and dust out of which the planets were formed. Is
all right. The movie's going to be about a guy who eats a fishbowl, and that's what the movie's going to be about. Then you can make that movie. So maybe put up 20 minutes.
Bam. 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 Bam.
Show them know it's from creation. So easy as a moving seed and this them yo.
Bam.
Creation is a mystery for man. Smartest thing to say is you don't understand. Man was meant to rock this land.
Bam.
My brain hurts. My brain hurts.
Dude, and I forgot this message.
2000 classroom?
A covert operation by one country's operatives pretending to be from another country is a false this attack. It's called a false flag attack.
I'm your host, Neil deGrasse Tyson. What does that mean?
It means if I'm ever at a bar and some flat earther comes up to me, I can quickly get back to my drink. Does that sound good?
Okay, so what I don't do,
what do you not
it may
do?
feel this way,
Mm-hmm.
and I've done it once, maybe twice, but what I don't do is debunk life doing that. I'm an educator. My task, full of shit.
Astrophysics, but his mission goes much wider, to get us all to respect scientific fact. So how's that going?
I don't have a good answer for that, and I poked around in the ether for what could be behind it that represents sort of an objective truth about this world. How that was conceived and done. And if no one can duplicate your results, it's not a result. But at the time you came up with your result, the press came up to you and said, this is amazing. Let's make a headline. This undoes the cherished beliefs of generations of scientists. And so it leaves people thinking, lost track of what open mind means. When I say Earth is round, you're not being open-minded by saying, I wonder if it could also be flat. You have to know at what point the evidence is sufficient to have established an objectively true understanding of the natural world. And then you move on.
Is that where you feel America has been going?
So worked for the city government, immersion. And so for me to know or to ask how they navigated the hurdles that they confronted. Why living on the same planet? Just take a look at Earth from space. It'll re-benchmark all that you thought
mattered in your tribalistic ways. That would have planets and possibly conditions for life as we know it. Or even better yet, life as we don't know it. It's one of the things we're proudest of.
Yeah.
It's called a decadal survey.
I know.
We get together and we say, let's prioritize 10 years of money.
And here's what they lay out.
Among others in this group, is follow the water.
Committed to space.
Yes, it is a lower national priority. And part of it is because we all bought into a narrative that was delusional, that create health and wealth and security. Now we can talk about the billionaires. The billionaires are opening a new tourism industry. I don't have a problem with that.
You, in recent years, you ran into some significant personal trouble. You faced allegations from women you had worked with, from academic colleagues, of abusive behavior. Now, they never reached a courtroom. Nothing was ever put before a jury or a court.
So then why are you mentioning it? So that was, I think, long overdue. And so I think any time there's a movement, you have to ask, well, what are the forces operating on that movement and how they're going to manifest? And I'm happy we live in a world, by and large, where an act of accusation is not itself a verdict of guilt. Okay? If it is, that's a different country. That's a different legal system. That's a different. If that's sufficient, then you just indict people by up or down vote based on how things are reported in the press and what people think is true or what they even want to be true.
But I guess I'm asking you something slightly different, which is whether you reflected on whether you needed to change some of your behaviors.
That very question presupposes guilt.
Not at all.
It does, of course it does.
At all.
So I would say that I was glad for investigations. I'm glad for that. As any such situation should be subjected to. That's called civilization. Otherwise, what kind of world are we building for ourselves? If guilt is just established by what people want or feel should be what's going on in the world. So that's how that. I was delighted that everything got investigated. Very happy for that. Here's another one where I have the objectively true side of an argument and the other person does not. Reveal that.
So if the moon is approximately 50 feet, I think, 30 to 50 feet from here, this would be, to this scale, a mile away. Show us where the International Space Station is, Hubble, etc.
Okay. So if the Earth were actually this size, the International Space Station would be orbiting about a half an inch above the surface. And that dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon, what's his name? Felix Baumgartner. He would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. Now, you know, I don't. It's fine. He wants to. I don't have a problem if he does it, but the honesty of it would greatly diminish what I think people thought he was actually doing. And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. Right. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, "Wow, he's in space. Look at that." No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat. And then I showed examples of wide-angle lenses curving horizontal. I tweeted.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society. Says it's flat.
Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat. Says it's flat.
Says it's flat.
Says it's flat. Says it's flat. Says it's flat.
Says it's flat.
Says it's flat.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Meeting of the Flat Earth Society. Of the Flat Earth Society.
Says it's flat.
Christopher Columbus in a world that's flat. You don't know everything. You try telling him that. Or Harry Houdini, he just gave hard to hold. Try telling you that. And he's got your number. Knows where you'll be found. You don't know everything. So it's got down, baby. He knows you like the back of his hand. Like Rudolph Valentino, the great lover of your life. Since you seen him alone, sure he's not with his wife. He's got your number. He's got you down. You don't know everything, so he's got.
And that may lead just how we know the Earth to be banana-shaped.
This new learning amazes me, Sir Bedivere. Explain again how...
And that may lead just how we know the Earth to be banana-shaped. And that may lead just how we know the Earth to be banana-shaped.
This new learning amazes me, Sir Bedivere.
Know the Earth to be banana-shaped.
This new learning amazes me, Sir Bedivere. Explain again
your... And that may lead just how we know the Earth to be banana-shaped.
You'll no doubt have heard that Earth is round, or an oblate spheroid, right? Wrong. In fact, scientists have now concluded the Earth is a flat, disc shape like a cookie. This free course will show you how the sphere Earth myth started, with propaganda, from explorer Ferdinand Magellan. Why all round images are photoshopped. Why Australians would fall off if the Earth were round. And what happens if you try to sail off the edge. If you enjoyed this, check out some of our other great learning content, including
I just think this is the most incredible place we've ever been. The people are so complex. I love them. I just think they're wonderful. I mean, I think we've underestimated the life on this planet. The people have so much courage. Here they are hurling through space on a molten rock at 67,000 miles an hour, and the only thing that keeps them from flying out of their shoes is their misplaced faith in gravity.
So I will not enter a debate where I have the objectively true side of an argument and the other person does not. So I will not enter a debate where I have the objectively true side of an argument and the other person does not.
Millennials are not, or only 64% are convinced that the world is a ball.
So we're a pear-shaped theoretical oblate spheroid. Right?
I had asked you to debate one of them flat Earth guys.
No, I don't. No. Can't. I can't. No. Can't. No. Can't. No. I don't. I can't. No. No.
I know. We talked about it, and we're gonna have him on Skype.
No, I don't. I can't. Preposterous. I try not to base my character profile on something that is not yet verified as objective truth.
Looks me right in the eye, gives me one of these. He goes, you got any gum? You got any gum?
Yeah, so yeah, asked you for some gum. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. And it was at 99,400 was our last recorded value before it burst. Okay. Which is pretty amazing.
And the balloon project captured amazing images. That dark spot is the shadow of the moon on the Earth. It was one of the primary goals for the team. So, successful.
Successful. Very successful.
You'd be proud of the team?
They did a great job. They worked well together. They technically were proficient and fun to be around.
Okay, our job here is to take some medical samples, put them into this freezer. Here are my medical samples. The freezer's at minus 80 degrees. It's actually a little colder, about minus 90 degrees C. Really cold. These medical samples are going to go in there. They'll be flash frozen, and then they'll be taken to the ground, frozen, so that then they can be analyzed on the ground and see how spaceflight changes your health. One of the things we're learning from this is about osteoporosis. You can analyze what's inside your medical samples, and you can find out how your body is retaining or losing its skeleton. And that, of course, is important for long-duration spaceflight. On the way to Mars or somewhere, we've got to be able to keep a strong skeleton to be able to get out and work on Mars. But also, it applies to people on Earth. A lot of older folks get osteoporosis, and we don't really understand the mechanisms why in the body. And here, regular people instantly start getting osteoporosis at an accelerated rate because of changing one variable, gravity. So by studying our medical samples, we can try and help solve the problem of osteoporosis. But these have to go in the freezer.
Alright, yeah, it's Johnny Apples and the headphone. Just want to remind people, don't let flat earth get you down the right, don't let it do it to you. Go study this beautiful earth that we live on, remember. Don't let flat earth get you down, darling. Don't let flat earth get you down. Don't let flat earth get you down, darling. Don't let flat earth get you down. Don't let flat earth get you down. Don't let flat earth get you down, darling. Don't let flat earth get you down. Don't let flat earth get you down. It's my darling baby, yeah. All I ever wanted was someone to drive me crazy, but don't let flat earth get you down. 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 Don't let flat earth mess you up, down, darling. You know, 'cause like when I first went to school, they didn't like me. You know, I was kicked out, got kicked out, put into another school, and then into another school, and then another school, yeah. Right, so, you know, some of us have a little different in the road, you know what I mean? But we're all doing the same thing, we're just looking for one thing, and we all know what that is, you know? We're all looking for love, all looking for love, all looking for love, all looking for love. We're all looking for love. All looking for love, all looking for love, all looking for love. Don't let flat earth